Gentlemen, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is shaking the quiet corridors of urology clinics across the world. Imagine being 60, 70, even 75 and waking up with the kind of strength you thought belonged only to your youth. It sounds impossible, doesn't it? Yet right now, men who'd tried every pill, every powder, every promise are regaining firmness and confidence with something you can buy at any corner market: a banana. Not just any banana, but eaten in a way that flips a biological switch most doctors never explain. You might think you've heard every trick, but this one, simple, natural routine, is changing lives. At 72, a man who hadn't felt morning vitality in over a decade wrote me, "Doc, my wife can't believe it." Stay with me, because in the next few minutes you'll understand exactly why the humble banana, eaten the right way, can restore what aging tried to steal. You lie there some mornings and remember how it used to feel. Easy, automatic, alive. You didn't have to think about it, your body just responded. Now there's hesitation, disappointment, maybe even shame. You act like it doesn't bother you, but deep down it does. You avoid touch because it hurts to hope. You tell yourself it's age or stress or bad luck. But when the lights are off and it's just you and your thoughts, you wonder, when did my body stop listening to me? You miss that spark, the feeling of strength that made you feel like yourself. Have you ever asked yourself what that loss does to your confidence, your connection, your sense of manhood? Because it doesn't just rob you of intimacy, it steals your identity. The truth is, the struggle is not your fault. It's biology that's drifted off course. And the good news is, it can be guided back. Here's what no one tells you. Erections aren't about testosterone alone or mental desire. They're about blood, pure, powerful, pulsing blood. Inside every artery is a thin lining called the endothelium. Think of it as the slick coating inside a brand new garden hose. When it's smooth, water flows freely. When it's rough or clogged, flow slows to a trickle. Over decades, sugar, stress, and inflammation scar that lining. The endothelium stops releasing nitric oxide, the microscopic messenger that tells vessels to open wide. Without nitric oxide, the arteries that feed your most sensitive area stay tight and narrow. That's endothelial dysfunction, and it's the invisible thief of male performance. Most men don't know this. They reach for quick fixes that force the hose open temporarily, but never repair the lining. Here's what the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. Your body can rebuild nitric oxide naturally if you feed it the right raw materials. That's where the banana becomes medicine disguised as breakfast. This fruit carries an army of nutrients: magnesium, potassium, and a small but mighty dose of L-arginine, an amino acid your body turns directly into nitric oxide. But the secret isn't just eating a banana, it's how and when you eat it. Urologists are quietly recommending a method that pairs the banana with L-citrulline, found in watermelon, because citrulline transforms into arginine more efficiently. Imagine your circulatory system as a highway network. Citrulline opens new lanes, arginine fuels the cars, and magnesium keeps the road smooth. When you combine these elements, blood flow doesn't just improve, it surges. One of my patients, Harold, 67, started blending a banana with a cup of watermelon and a teaspoon of honey every morning on an empty stomach. In 3 weeks, his energy rose, his sleep improved, and he confided with a grin, "Doc, the mornings are back." Let me explain why it works. Inside your arteries, nitric oxide acts like a green traffic light telling blood to move freely. When production is low, it's as if every light turns red, stopping flow where you need it most. Bananas and watermelon together flip those lights green again. Potassium balances electrical signals in muscle cells, magnesium relaxes vessel walls, and arginine feeds the nitric oxide engine. Picture an old engine sputtering after years of neglect. Add clean oil, new spark plugs, and proper fuel, and suddenly it roars back to life. That's what happens inside you. Your circulation improves, your blood pressure steadies, and that once familiar morning signal returns. Most men don't know this because no one profits from a banana. But biology doesn't care about marketing, it cares about chemistry. Gentlemen, listen carefully because this part is critical. Here's the daily protocol urologists are starting to recommend. First thing in the morning, before coffee or breakfast, blend 1 ripe banana with a cup of chilled watermelon and a teaspoon of raw honey. Drink it slowly. Within 30 minutes, take a short walk, 10 to 15 minutes, to stimulate circulation. If you prefer supplements, add 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams of L-citrulline once a day. Do this consistently, every morning, for 30 days. What I'm about to tell you contradicts everything you've heard, but the science is undeniable. Food routines build lasting results. Pills build dependency. And yes, it's safe. These are natural nutrients your body already understands. Still, if you're on blood pressure or heart medication, check with your doctor first. Nature is powerful, and balance matters. Now let's take the complex science and make it crystal clear. When you digest that banana-watermelon blend, enzymes break down the amino acids into nitric oxide boosters. Nitric oxide itself is a gas, invisible but essential. It's like the tiny key that unlocks the valves of your arteries. Without it, the valves stay shut. With it, blood rushes in easily. Think of your circulatory system as a city's water network. The endothelium is the protective lining of the pipes. Arginine is the raw material the city uses to make the water flow valves. Citrulline ensures there's always enough arginine on hand. Magnesium acts as the maintenance crew that keeps the pipes flexible, and potassium manages the pressure so nothing bursts. Together, they create harmony. The real reason most men lose firmness isn't lack of testosterone, it's rust in the pipes. Once you polish that inner lining, blood moves like it did decades ago. But here's where it gets even better. You can multiply these results with simple lifestyle amplifiers. Gentlemen, your body was built to move, not sit. A 20-minute brisk walk after dinner boosts nitric oxide by 40%. Resistance training twice a week, push-ups, squats, light weights, stimulates testosterone, the engine fuel of masculinity. Deep sleep rebuilds that same nitric oxide overnight. Aim for 7 solid hours. Hydrate. Blood is 90% water and thick blood flows poorly. Add leafy greens or beet juice twice a week. They're natural nitrate sources that feed the same nitric oxide pathway. These aren't chores. They're your declaration that age will not dictate strength. I've seen men in their 70s turn back the clock simply by stacking these habits. Let me tell you about Thomas, 73, a retired firefighter. Years of stress, late nights, and poor diet left him feeling drained. He came to me embarrassed, saying, "Doc, I feel invisible." I guided him through this exact protocol: banana watermelon mornings, evening walks, beet juice twice a week. In 2 weeks, he noticed better sleep. In 4, the spark returned. In 6, his confidence radiated. His wife sent me a note. "You gave me my husband back." Another man, Miguel, 65, had spent thousands on prescriptions that left him with headaches and dizziness. He switched to this approach, added gentle yoga for stress, and within 2 months he said, "For the first time in years, my body and mind feel connected again." These aren't miracles. They're the body remembering how to work when given the chance. Now, let's calibrate expectations. This is a process, not magic. You'll likely feel subtle energy within the first week. Clearer mornings, steadier stamina. By week 2, you may notice better sleep and a warmer circulation. By week 6 to 8, the change becomes undeniable. Remember, consistency beats intensity. Skip a day, fine. Quit after a week, and you'll never know what could have been. Your body is rebuilding from the inside out, repairing the endothelium cell by cell. Respect that process. And let me repeat the medical truth for your safety. This is general information, not medical advice. Always consult your doctor before starting new routines, especially if you take medication or have health conditions. Healing isn't rebellion, it's partnership. Work with your physician, not against him. Here's what I need you to understand, men. You are not broken. You are not a number. The decline you've been told to accept is not destiny. It's neglect, and neglect can be reversed. What if everything you've been told about aging was only half the story? What if strength, desire, and vitality were waiting behind a few consistent choices? When you take that banana in the morning, you're not just eating fruit. You're making a statement. I still choose life, energy, connection. You're teaching your body to remember. You're showing your partner that you haven't given up. You're proving to yourself that masculinity doesn't fade. It matures. You're reclaiming the ability to give, to feel, to lead. You are not too old to feel young again. So here's my challenge to you. Simple, measurable, personal. Starting tomorrow, commit to 30 days. 1 banana, 1 cup of watermelon, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 walk. That's it. Do it before breakfast. Log your energy, your mood, your mornings. Give your body a fair shot to show you what it can still do. Talk to your doctor about L-citrulline if you want to accelerate the effect. If you're ready to reclaim your vitality, order your supplement today, plan your routine tonight, and begin tomorrow morning. Drop a comment if you're starting this journey, because you're not alone. There's a brotherhood forming, a community of men who refuse to accept decline. Gentlemen, you've spent years taking care of everyone else. Your family, your work, your responsibilities. Now it's time to take care of the man in the mirror. This isn't vanity, it's legacy. Your grandchildren deserve to see what strength looks like at 70. Your partner deserves your presence, not your apology. And you deserve to wake up every morning feeling alive, proud, capable. The world needs men who age with power, not fear. This is your moment to prove that getting older means getting sharper, wiser, stronger. Remember this line, because it's the truth that ties everything together. You are not too old to feel young again. You are one habit away from reminding your body what it was built to do.